I think you should argue and fight even violently. Yeah, about the answers. Yeah.
Combat.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about.
Physical combat? Oh my God, I didn't even say Nicole. Okay.
Cool. Hi, this is Once to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and today I'm joined by Wasia Project.
Hello.
Do you guys want to introduce your names as well?
Yeah, I'm Olivia.
And I'm John. Will. My name's Will.
Sure. How are y'all doing?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Of course. You just got back from New York.
Yes.
Which you had previously come from London, and now you're going to East Asia after this.
Yes.
World travelers.
Yes. And traveling.
Jet setters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they said on your resume.
Stop. Okay. Okay.
It was the byline. Well, I'm really excited that you're here. We're going to do a little 3-course meal to get to know your music. And right off the bat, I would like to know, if listeners had never heard your music before, what would you say is the appetizer to your band?
Appetizer. I'd say there's a couple of songs. I'd say like upbeat and lively. One of the lively ones. I'd say either Petals on the Moon, which is like a single we released about 4 years ago now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just got a live feel to it.
Feel good.
And we wrote it almost kind of for the live show. There was an element of the process where we were like, we need something for people to dance to in our shows, because a lot of our songs before were very kind of ballady and quiet and sentimental. But I was like, what if we did sentimental and made it kind of like groove and have people dancing? And so I'd say that's a great like segue into our sound and what we bring with the show, at least. So yeah, I'd say Petals on the Moon.
I mean, we talked about Somebody Come Through as well, which feels like an evolved version of that. I would say I feel more aligned with that one. I would probably show it. It's like one of the more likable, but like still moody ones. Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
Okay. I like these answers. I also am always very interested, like as a band has evolved and toured a lot more, how like the creation of the music changes after having experienced playing the music for people. So it's interesting that you are thinking of like the live experience.
Yeah.
Was that always a part of the creation, or did that evolve?
That definitely evolved.
It evolved, but also it ebbs and flows. Like I don't think all the songs come from that desire. I think it's just like at those points, maybe before a tour or before a show, we are so excited and we've got lots of ideas. And I think sometimes that's kind of inspired like a grandeur, like with some of the stuff we've been working on in the last year. Like there's an idea of like the grandeur of a sound and kind of wanting to convey that in the live show and how that informs somewhat the creative process. I think, even though it's not directly informing it, it's like, I think they want to hit it. It's just like that sentiment and that energy. I
definitely would say it's becoming more and more though. The more we play live, I feel like even initially we were maybe reluctant to let live inform, because it was kind of like, are we just doing this for other people type vibe? But that's so not the case. That's what I've found. Like I get super inspired after any tour or live performance, or seeing live performance particularly, because it's like it feels like all the things are in place already, so it's almost easier to create because you're kind of in the flow of it. That's kind of how it feels, or it has felt like recently especially.
That makes sense. This is also interesting because we were just outside kind of talking about experiencing live music and how you hear the intricacies when you're listening to a recorded version, but sometimes live it's like that gets lost. So you do need those songs that are like, oh, this is just like I can feel it in my chest. That it's up.
And it's such an experience as well. I mean, live music, I could talk about it for ages, like, and the connection, I think, especially. And I mean, we'll talk about it more when we get into like talking about the new album, but it's such a massive theme for, I don't know, over like subject wise and connecting, especially with people in big spaces, and feeling that almost spiritual sense of unity is like a massive part of the making of the record. Yeah.
That's lovely. I mean, on that note, would you say that each of those sort of appetizer options are still sort of contextually representative of your sound? Like the sort of message that you're still going for.
Yeah. And I think they sound really different sonically in a lot of ways, but I feel the through line is the sentiment and the kind of the vulnerability behind it, and the kind of the sentiment of the song.
Yeah.
I think sonically we can be boundless, but like lyrically and like in sentiment, it is tied somewhat to the human experience, or some relative to the human form, or like what we experience. And I think that means I feel like we've been able to have this kind of playfulness of like going wherever we want with the sonics, but still keep everything really like emotionally important to us, at least.
Yeah.
Which is really freeing and really healing at the same time.
Yeah, I think as long as the voice is you kind of are free to do whatever you want sonically, because it ends up feeling like it came from the same person, which it did. But yeah, you're not tailoring your voice to what people are expecting from you.
No, for sure. I think that's a big ethos of ours in general, and like chasing the freedom of that, and like with evolution, obviously, like still appreciating old songs and even playing old songs that, I mean, we have songs and we're known for songs that were written so many years ago now, and every year when you're a young adult is like a massive shift in personality and identity in any way. So it feels like, I don't know, a lot of evolution and change. Yeah,
but you still believe them, which is beautiful.
Because I think as long as they come from an honest place at that moment in time, they will stay relevant. Well, not relevant to you, but you know, emotionally connected to you in some kind of way. Yeah,
I love that. It's like what you tell your mom when you get a tattoo when you're 18. It's like, I was honest when I wrote this
at the time of this, and that's all that matters.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive deeper into the album Nocturne. It's announced the name
is?
of it. Yeah.
It's out on the 18th of September.
Promo mode.
Okay, promo.
Let's go. Okay, Mr. Promo.
It's out on the 18th of September.
18th of September. It's very ASMR of you. I would love to know, what do you feel like represents this era that we're stepping into? This is like our main course, and you can have different answers, whatever feels good.
A song.
The main course.
Yeah, I think we're going to be agreed on this.
2515.
Yeah, so 2515 is the first single off this new record.
Okay.
that we're releasing. And
on the 18th of September.
That's what I was thinking.
I know.
18th of September. No, yeah, it's the first single, and it was the first song that really kind of came through when we were kind of in the kind of infancy of writing this album, which turned out to be a year process, quite a long process for us, and the longest process we've undergone as a collaboration. And I just think it really sets the tone of what this new record is, and it's sharp, it's quite angry, it's direct, it's got kind of rougher sounds, it's a bit more of a wild ride. And I think that's where we wanted to be going with this, and where we feel again with our ethos is going, is kind of a more kind of wild space, an uncertain, apprehensive place. But I feel really assured in the kind of chaos of that.
Yeah.
Is that why that was sort of the catalyst for the rest of the album? It was like a big step forward, or?
I think instinctually the grittier sounds, like we had been on tour for a long time, essentially doing like a bunch of warm-up tours, headline tour, and it was like loads of motion, loads of growing, and not a lot of, I mean, we're obviously like, we create all the time, but it's like for an aim, you know? And then there was just this overriding instinct when we came back from tour to like really change the sound, or just go like commit to the bit with any instinctual feeling we had towards like a grittier sound or a darker sound, which I think we've hinted at before, but we've been quite subtle with and experimentational, or like whatever the word is. Whereas this was like, let's go full force. And I think that, and we wanted to release this first because it felt like a representation of the ethos of how we began the process and like the intention behind it, I think.
I love hearing that the first single was actually like the first thing
Yeah.
that started the album. It's very honest. I would love to hear more about the song, what it means to y'all. What is 2515?
What is 251?
If you can tell us.
What do you think it is?
Well, when I first saw it, I was like, is it the last 4 of a phone number? Is it like an apartment number? Who's to say?
I've heard some things like across the pond, and they're like, I thought it was like a UK like.
Is that like,
I'll let y'all believe that.
Yeah, sure.
No, honestly,
It was. I just thought maybe it'd be funny if I said, not funny, but like, it would be cool if it was my hotel room after I went bust in Las Vegas.
What?
Just when I lost everything in Las Vegas, and it was
Yeah,
my
it was
hotel
like
room.
only
It's
way is up.
Absolute rock bottom. The only way is up.
That is
Honestly,
so random.
I like that
Like,
origin
did not.
I think it's because
See
we were
that
flying
coming.
over Las Vegas on the way here, and I was just
yeah.
thinking about the hotel rooms. Obviously, in the US, like the UK, we don't have
Yeah,
that.
because they go into like the
really?
thousands.
In London, it's like
403. You know.
Yeah,
I see.
in London, it's like it goes up to 100.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas, you're in the thousands. You're in
the 2515.
It's really
We're
apocalyptic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, honestly, with the vibe of the song is like very futuristic in itself.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the numbers, I think it came out instinctually, like when we were the kind of one note thing with numbers. And I think the robotic feel of it and the monotone, and again, playing with connection and disconnection and the futuristic sounds of it, like it's kind of dystopian. And cold, like icy. I think just having that really fits into the world of it. And yeah, it's like icy and angry and confrontational, and like a sound that really excited us compared to the more heartfelt music, which we still love and do in the record, but it kind of felt more grown up.
Yeah, it felt like a big divergence from the previous sounds that you've explored, but still within the same world. It was just like the kind of talky, singy, like new thing. It was very cool. And then you obviously get to it's Bleeding Gold, right?
Yeah.
And that's like kind of like coming back to home, but in a new way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that one definitely was when we were like talking about the rollout of it. It was like, let's go for this direction, set the ethos for the album, but still ensure that like don't worry.
Gotta keep
Don't
the kids
worry.
happy. Yeah. Were there any sort of sonic like North Stars that you were looking towards while you were making the album?
Like inspirations?
Yeah, inspiration, influences, or like, oh, we like the atmosphere of this album and the bass of this.
I think honestly a word that comes to mind, I was like looking over my notes app recently during the process of the album, and ethereal it was everywhere, bro. Ethereal, and I think dark, and a lot of water like imagery in my head, at least. I think I wanted it to feel sonically within that space, and it was kind of like existed in our minds, I feel, as a conceptual thing, and then sonically it came out in that way. But I think that was like the main intention in my mind. I feel like we had meetings and I was like, ethereal, and you're like, what the hell?
I had no idea.
Yeah. I was like,
no
listen,
idea.
like ethereal, and and I think, but I just the otherworldly and surreal feeling I think the album encapsulates is like one of the most unique feelings I think I've experienced in the past couple years and like throughout my life. And Nocturne as well, which we can get into as a concept, and like the surrealness of being in the early hours and the emotions you feel, and I feel like they're so specific to night, and at least from my experience, the like grandeur of emotions you can feel at night, like them taking it to the max, like it can be love or like thinking about death or all these crazy existential things, and they just come up at night for me.
Yeah, they feel differently at night than they would at 7 a.m.
Yeah. But and that's like the timing is so interesting to me. But I feel like that's more of a holistic vibe. That was for me.
No, I like that though.
Yeah.
I can hear from what I've heard of the album thus far that it was instinctual, like you're saying, and it wasn't necessarily like, okay, here are the trends of indie alternative music right now. We're gonna do that. But tell me about Nocturne. Why did that become the title? was it always going to be the title, or did it come later?
No, it was working title, wasn't it? It was like more towards the end of the process.
Okay.
But like I said, you know, the kind of ethos of it was out there, or the instinctual, I don't know, conception of the night vibes. I think that was more of a natural thing. Like, we're both very creative at night. I think it's a really inspiring time for us. And like I touched on the surreal vibe of it, and how you can really feel in touch with whatever creative like inspiration hits you. And then I don't know, yeah, towards the end of the process, we definitely knew we wanted it to be some kind of nocturnal title, or associated with this like passage through a night and the emotions that you feel in the night. And then Nocturne was just kind of like a working title. We had a bunch of them, actually. We pulled up the list the other day. It was like during the night and like blue hour.
Nice.
But I think Nocturne just felt official, and it kind of cemented itself. And like the idea of like a musical piece inspired by the night, I think we really liked.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like classical music.
Yeah,
there
too.
is something called Nocturne.
Yeah, famous piece.
Yeah.
There was that as well.
Okay.
And the classical roots, whatnot. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, you can either allude towards the album or go back in your discography, but for our third course, I always like to hear about like a personal favorite. This is our dessert.
I think Takes You Back Home, we talked about. It's off Isotope, our second EP. It's just really delicate. We kept describing it as like a flower during the process, like a very delicate flower, like on water. And it kind of opens up at the end in this grand like string orchestral vibe. I don't know. And every time I don't listen back to a lot of our music, especially when it feels more recent. But when I have listened back, if we're like about to rehearse and I'm just remembering the record, I just think it's a beautiful record. And I think it's really lovely. And it's sweet as well.
I could second that, yeah. I like that record. It means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It's difficult, like, favourite song. I think it's like always changing. Or as in favourite song we've worked on and we've done.
Right.
Like, I think it's just changing on like how music taste changes for all of us and evolves. I don't know, I think once you make songs that you kind of have this sense of letting them go, or like there's this kind of release from them.
Yeah.
And then when you listen to them back, it's like it doesn't feel so part of you. Maybe it is when you're playing it live for those 1 hour, you're playing the songs live. But
Yeah.
I don't know, to me, there's just a sense of release. So from the perspective of time, I love Takes Back Home, but I think all of them have these kind of charms that you come back to at different points in your life, depending on what circumstance you're in.
Yeah.
I guess that's not a really helpful answer for the setup
No,
of this interview. But yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. To be fair, there's one in the upcoming album. I love all the songs on this album, but there's one that is like more dancey or clubby almost, but still with the floaty vocals, which I've always wanted to do as a kind of like the darker, subbier sounds with a very floaty vocal. That's one of my favorite. Like being able to feel kind of a softness, but also with the hardcore, like having those two together, I love in music in general. So I'm really excited about that one.
That sounds like it's going to be so fun live.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It will be.
I understand. I have 3 final questions for y'all. I would love to know if your music, specifically the upcoming album, were a candle, what would it smell like?
Funny you should say.
Oh no. I've been waiting for someone to say. And so we actually made candles.
Yo.
We made candles.
We made candles.
Yeah. And we've...
In the making of them.
Yeah. I like the smell where it...
It's okay, actually. We got to work on it. It's kind of like Palo Santo,
I
but...
like the smell.
I don't know.
I like the smell. And yeah, we've made candles and we're very excited about it. I think because the sound of the album is very grand and it's just on a scale that's like quite mad and very sensual in a way, like for your ears or for the sound. So we kind of wanted to match that in every other sense that we feel. So so like smell and like with the candle thing, and then with taste with tea, and like we really want to pair the experience of this album with those things, because I think have you ever had it when like you smell something, or you remember a song, or you know the other way around, or like you hear a song and you smell something? Or
I
like
can hear a song and I'm like in Boston, like on the Charles River, like
wow.
like the smell of it, you know?
That's so specific.
Yeah.
And I just love how we get to experience those connections in later life. And like this can be from like the moment you're born, like early memories, and they can hold so much power behind it, emotionally. And yeah, I just love that, and I think that would be really cool. So if it was a smell though, it'd be what we've been testing. And to describe that, I don't know how to describe that.
Okay.
I think it's weirdly actually woody. I'm more drawn to darker scents and like earthier woody scents. Yeah. Even though I maybe wouldn't pair it with Nocturne, and because like Nocturne as well, like the album cover is quite floral. I mean, it is flowers. It's like two lilies facing each other. Yeah. And so, but weirdly, the essence of the album doesn't feel floral. It's quite dark and earthier. I don't know how to explain it, but I love those scents.
Have you ever been in a cave?
I can't say I have.
It's like
where
if there was like this? It feels like pots of honey in a cave.
Ooh, like wet stone.
Yeah, and then
honey.
there was like
I hope
smoke,
not.
and there was smoke from like a distant fire.
That's like so camping. That's
I like
whack.
it a little.
I mean, yeah, but definitely darker. I feel like I couldn't place this smell, but I once got this candle and it was like apricot wax or something, but didn't smell like apricot, and it was like completely jet black, and it just smelled like darkness.
There's a certain smell that like nighttime has, like when it's a little cold.
Yeah. I think
I get
that
it.
kind of thing. You see the vision.
I get it. Okay. I mean, this kind of goes into my next question, but I would love to know what your favorite sound is right now, but like a life sound, not a music sound. An example would be like if you had a dog, the sound of its like collar jingling from the next room.
My one is like trees, the rustling leaves, and it's a very specific place in the world that I go to a lot, and the trees rustle in a way that's just really beautiful, and it's very like it gets in my brain, like you know, like funnels in my brain, Matrix style.
Yeah. That's good.
I would say I'm gonna second the natural elements. I love like rain on the window with wind, like a kind of stormy weather, which I think is like very native to London maybe, or the UK, and it's like hearing trees and rain outside, but like you're inside. That's just like one of my favorite feelings in general of all time as well, just feeling cozy, you know.
That's the most perfect thing. I miss that. My very final question then is who your ones to watch are. So who can you recommend that we listen to?
There's this band that our drummer put me on, and they're in the London scene, and they're called Opus Kink.
Ooh.
Opus Kink.
I don't know them.
OPUS and then Kink. And they just have this sound, and it's dark, quite hypnotic, quite angsty. And it's come out of like the kind of scene at the George Tavern, which is a scene that I never like, quite foreign to the way we came through in music. Like I feel we were weirdly like didn't have like a scene that, you know, and I kind of missed that. Hopefully we'll find our scene, maybe. It's difficult if we keep jumping genres.
Sure.
But like there's a scene, and I don't know, they came out of the scene, and there's just this incredible band of 5 or 6 guys, and I'd recommend I'd recommend their music. I think they're good.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking. There is this girl called Hannah Stretton.
Ooh.
Who I think she's Australian, but very like demo-y, nature kind of feels, I don't know, like there's this one song that I've been listening to for the past couple of years. It's called The Thrill of Loneliness, and it's like it feels like she's in a field and just humming to herself. But it's one of my favorite things to stream, especially late at night. and just that whole genre is it feels very take it or leave it as well. It doesn't feel like I'm in the music industry. It just feels like I'm in nature. I just made this thing and here it is.
Society is coming back around to like DIY recordings.
I think so.
Hopefully.
in all ways, I hope.
Yeah. Agree.
Nice.
Okay, awesome. Those are great answers. I don't know
Thank
either.
you.
So
check it out.
Well, thank you so much for being here and for chatting.
Thank you.
I'm excited for Nocturne to come out.
Me too. It's gonna be good.
Hell yeah. Once again, this is One Swatch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby, and this is Wasia Project. Pre-save Nocturne.
Coming out September
18th.
You heard it here.
Perfect.